A day without Lilith Dahlgren was a fine day indeed, George, Marquess of Marleywick, mused as he eased back in his broom seat. He was finally heading home after surviving another insipid musical evening of delicate young darlings in dainty gowns gently butchering Bach or Mozart. He removed his top hat, tucked his tie loose, and gazed out at the night. Gold halos glowed around the gaslights, turning the London night a silken deep grey. The moody atmosphere reminded him of Joseph Mallard William Turner's paintings. Turner was a real painter, unlike Lilith's ramshackle bohemian friends, whose art resembled the plum jelly drawings a 4-year-old George had created on his nursery walls. These new artists should be punished for their pathetic attempts at art the same way he had been, their hands dipped in iced water and then slapped with a leather strap. Indolent wastrels, all of them. George released a long stream of tired breath and reviewed his day to make sure he had squeezed every drop of productive juice from it. He had attended the boxing parlour, as he did every morning. He had danced about the ring, thinking about the metaphorical punches he needed to deliver in the heated debate of the contentious stamp duty extension bill. After a brief breakfast with his sister, he had reviewed estate, bank, and stock accounts with his man of business. Then he had legged over to White's to pass the remainder of the morning, making political battle plans with the Lord Chancellor. 2 more hours had been allocated in the afternoon for the business of his numerous wards and dependents, including the sugar-coated orders from his mamma as she readied Tyburn Hall for the upcoming house party. 3 Marley relatives had appointments and were each given 15 minutes. George believed that was sufficient time for them to express the matter at hand without lapsing into tears or drama. He abhorred sentimentality and rapturous overtures of any kind, all the things that characterized Lilith. After his relatives had left, he had lingered in his study a few minutes longer, in case Lilith graced him with an appearance. Acting as her trustee was a taxing and thankless responsibility. She never bothered with appointments, but breezed in as the mood struck her, staying well beyond her allotted 15 minutes. She always had a new ploy to wheedle money from her grandfather's trust to help some degenerate artist pollute society with his rubbish. When George was convinced that she wasn't calling, he had breathed a sigh of relief and headed for Parliament with an extra spring in his step. Now, having survived a gruelling session of Parliament and the equally gruelling musical party, he could look forward to donning his nightshirt, sliding under crisply ironed sheets, and reading Colette and the Sultan.